All right, so for our final topic, y'all, and y'all probably seen this on Gil's Arena. Keyshawn Johnson was on there, football player. I think he's from LA. If he's not from LA, he's definitely from Cali, but diehard Laker fan, and truth teller. Like he ain't even got that type of tactfulness not to be honest and not to tell the truth, right? Like this dude is a truth teller, and he didn't pull no punches, man. Hey, look, it's time for LeBron to go. I'm ready for him to leave, man. So I'm ready for him to go, man. So I appreciate Keyshawn for that. But I'll play it for y'all so y'all can hear what he said.
You know, LeBron is on the back end. Well, he is in the back end, but he's probably his last hoorah as a Laker probably going to be this year. And so you now get that $50-something million back in your cap relief when he's gone, you know, and you not only get the cap relief, that stranglehold that he had on the organization, that now opens up. It's gone. Well, no, it's gone. It's gone. Stranglehold gone. If he gone, the stranglehold gone.
It's a nice strangle, though. Nice strangle, though.
How?
They're still letting him breathe.
Yeah, but you can't. It's just he too. No, he cool.
Who?
LeBron. He cool. I fuck with LeBron. He cool.
Like
right?
Like air conditioning cool?
No, when I'm saying cool, I mean like as a player, he cool in his age. Like he's straight, no problems at all. But we ain't going nowhere. So now we gotta. And so we let him get the rocket chair treatment this year.
You sure you want to talk about this?
Why?
I'm just asking.
No, I don't have no problem with it.
Go ahead, continue.
I don't have no problem with it. Some of y'all be having problems with it. I ain't got no problem with it. Yeah, I ain't.
Continue. Go ahead, continue.
But we can get the rocket chair treatment this year, you know, and then go on and do whatever you're going to do, and that's what it's going to be.
So you kind of feel like I felt. Like,
what you mean?
Time to move on from this.
No. Second team All-NBA selection, LeBron
That's
James.
all cool. But if you want the team to be Luka's, it ain't going to be Luka's as long as the king is there. That's just reality. You see what I'm saying?
It could be like both of theirs.
No, it ain't going to never do. No.
Like Red's Beach Cruisers.
No, it ain't going to be that way. Think about it. When I was playing receiver, wasn't going to be you ain't throwing the ball to nobody else. That's just, because it's the reality of it.
I'm open.
Until I'm gone.
I'm open.
I'm open when I ain't open.
When I'm gone, you get a ball to somebody else. There's no other option.
Okay.
That's the same thing with LeBron. LeBron doesn't know. Think about it. It's 21 years of playing back. He don't know no other way. You know, everybody keeps saying, well, he can take a step back and he can, you know, maybe he ain't gonna go stand in no corner.
It can't. It's impossible.
It's impossible. It's just that's like asking Jordan to just Kobe, man, just take a back seat to no, ain't gonna happen. So in order for us to get to where we're trying to go, we, you know, farewell tour. That's okay though. So I fucking done everything, man. 40-something years old and championship, and he ain't got nothing to prove.
So LeBron.
So before I get started, man, Terrence Potts, thanks for the super chat. He said it seems like the NBA is the James League to me. So I agree with Keyshawn, right? And the way I look at it is I think LeBron kind of agrees too. I think low key without him announcing it, this might be his farewell tour. He might announce it later before the season starts. Who knows? But these are the things I'm kind of observing. Number one, he's got a couple of commercials out there. One of them, he's like singing like, I can't remember what song it is. He's singing out of key, very high pitch. It's funny, you know what I mean? But he's making light of himself lately. You know, he's not taking himself all that serious. You know, might be an indication that he might be letting his guards down a little bit. Like, you know, and you know, he's showing more of his human side a little bit. And from what I heard on his podcast with Steve Nash and Kevin Durant today, it wasn't that much capping in there. It wasn't that much propaganda. It might have been based on the guests who they had, but I didn't hear a lot of propaganda in it. So he might, you know, it feels like more of a wind down, right? And then any other time he had an opportunity with a player option on his deal, he will opt out and get another 2 to 3 year extension and get more money. But this year he just accepted his player option and opted in for the $52 million, and he's playing on the final year of his contract. I don't remember seeing him play on the last year of his contract like this before. So that might be an indication. So he might be ready to go, but for sure, there are a lot of fans, Keyshawn Johnson included, even Jeff Teague. Like, it's time for him to go. Like, there's a lot of people that's like, dude, it's been time. Just go. The league is good. The league is safe. We haven't needed you for a while. Just go. Like, we're tired of it. We're wore out. Brian Windhorst talked about LeBron fatigue, where he has like a 4-year little period with each team, even though it's been different with the Lakers because he's been there 7 years, and then his first stint with Cleveland was 7 years. But when LeBron is really putting that full court press on you, when LeBron and Clutch Sport is putting that full court press on you, like, I have to always be competitive. I have to always go big in free agency. If that doesn't work during the mid-season and before the playoffs, before the trade deadline, we need to go hard again to get help. Like, he always, when he left Miami and came back to Cleveland, he's always applied pressure and pressure and pressure and pressure. You will trade them draft picks. You will get me some help. You will go get me an all-star. You will do this. Like you will pay this Clutch Sports client. It was insane. You will fire this coach. You will hire this coach. Like, the pressure is insane. And Brian Windhorst called it the LeBron fatigue. It lasts about 4 years. A franchise take about 4 years of that, of LeBron leaning on you like that, Clutch Sports leaning on you like that. And usually by that 4th year, they're exhausted. And Clutch Sports and LeBron are usually be exhausted by that time as well, because guess what happens by that 4th year? They've traded all the draft capital that they got for the near future, and they've maximized their cap space with LeBron's contract and the contracts of the players that they've been bringing in to help him win. So you don't have wiggle room in the cap to get free agents, and you ain't got no more draft capital to get help. And that's usually at the point where LeBron look around and say, okay, we ain't got no money to get free agents, and we ain't got no draft picks to trade to use to trade for nobody. All right, it's time for me to go to another team. And that's been a pattern. Right? Once you exhaust your cap space and you refuse to continue to go into the luxury, and then all your draft capital is gone, that's when Clutch Sports and LeBron say, I'm out of here. So now we at year 7. So he made it past the 4 years. Somehow the Lakers was able to keep him around and not be that bothered by it, but maybe they were bothered by it because they sold the squad. Hey, that's your headache now. You know, maybe they kept him around just because secretly they knew they was trying to sell the team. And no one's going to buy a team for that much money if LeBron would have been gone. But maybe they would have done it if it was just Luka there. Maybe LeBron wasn't needed. Maybe the Luka thing was big for them to be able to pull that sale off, right? Because I don't think if they would have got rid of LeBron and they would have been in a rebuilding situation, they would have got $10 billion, right? So to end the show, thanks for becoming a member. Oh, no, Shirada, 15 months. Now, you might be the highest tenure member. That's dope. 15 months, man, that's crazy. The new owner should come in, fire Reddit, cut Britne, rehire Darvin Ham, give specific instructions to LePed off the bench and move him to 3. Yeah, most of that, except hire Darvin Ham and put LeBron on the bench. You can't put 52 mil on the bench, right? You got to use that for 52 mil. But I'm gonna open the phone lines up one last time, y'all. I'll probably take 3 phone calls just on if you think LeBron should retire after this season. Should this be his farewell tour or not? And if you don't have a thought on that, then we can have the conversation about any other topics above. But got a caller from South Carolina. Caller from South Carolina, shut YouTube off in the background and go ahead with your comment.
Hey, man, you got an awesome show, man. Let me be the first one to tell you that. And I know you heard it repeatedly.
I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, I appreciate what you do. 2 things. One, LeBron is damaging his legacy. He got too much people out there, clutch sport, trying to diminish Kobe and Mike, and it's ridiculous. It's making him look bad. That's why the fans don't appreciate him anymore. They're pushing him out the games. He still hadn't said anything about the steroid use, and I think the Lakers, and this is just my opinion, I'm entitled to it. They should make him play this year, or either get rid of him after All-Star break and do him like Atlanta Hawks did Dominque, and get rid of him and send him to a team that's not relevant and cut his son. And you see your true value. You see your true value because you keep damaging franchises, and they don't have anything to offer as trade bait for the next couple of years. They have no draft picks. So, and that's just my opinion. And I think he's ruined the game that much.
You right.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, I can't. You're right. But that's funny. You said send him to basketball Siberia and cut his son. Hey, the first part was okay. You know, I probably could have avoided laughing at the first part, but when you said cut his son, I was like, golly.
Because actually his son is holding up a roster space
True.
for somebody that they can use. If he had any value, they could trade him and get a better player.
Very true.
Or either trade for a draft pick.
Very true. And they can stop playing games and actually give some of these people they did draft some minutes. Because making the decision during a blowout game, if you want to put Dalton Connect in or Britne James, is not a decision the coach should have to be making.
Right. And let's not forget how J.J. Redick got his job, and Darvin Ham did more with less talent than he did with more talent.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. Second thing, I think this is your doing, and I'm calling you out for this.
Oh, shoot.
That guy, I can't remember his name. He always called cussing and fussing and using the N-word. And he always lobbying for LeBron. I think you do that as a joke to make people laugh and to make sure we're alert.
Now, the only thing I do purposely is produce a show and get on here and talk. Every call that comes in is all random and on their own doing, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, now having a conversation and answering the phone call, knowing there's going to be some foolishness sometime. I mean, I think people need to see that though, you know, because it does two things. One, most of the people who subscribe to this channel agree with some stuff that I agree with a lot of things I say about LeBron. Right. So it's always good. It's always good practice to have hear the other side of it. You know, so I don't mind the other side. I just mind if it gets disrespectful. And that's why, you know, maybe I shouldn't answer those phone calls if it gets disrespectful. Because I'm a pretty respectful person myself, man. I'm too old to be disrespecting people on the internet. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing I would you know, say that's a bad thing about it. But you know, I like hearing opinion that's different than mine.
Now he sounds like he's a good dude, but he's very animated, and it's his way, and he don't listen to nothing you say.
No.
Because anytime he come back with an answer, he come back with another question after you ask the question, and it'll be simple questions.
Correct.
And then it's like he got to win the argument, and he feel like you disrespect LeBron. LeBron is a good dude. I loved him when he was in Miami. But when he started doing that flopping, doing that crying, and you messing up the integrity of the game, even if it been another sport, you mess up the integrity. And now you got your boys, because the more you play, the more all these rumors start to come out, and they say how you tarnish organizations with your guys in there making decisions. Same thing with Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, you know, Michael Jordan didn't want Charles Barkley, and that's his best friend. He said he don't have the heart.
Right.
And that being said, and now the more LeBron played, the more you start hearing about these other stuff, malicious stuff that he was trying to do. So I'm not gonna take up his time, brother. I appreciate your show, and keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the call.
All right.
Yep. All right, let's get another call in here. VC with the super chat. What does IQ mean? Oh man. Caller from Texas, what's good?
You know this is Funky Town.
What?
I'm glad somebody else called you out. See there? Tell the truth, shame the devil. See there?
I'm negotiating with
See
Terrence.
there? Out there playing exactly. You out here. If two people separated from with 3,000 states between them, saying the same thing. What's going on? What's really happening? What's really happening?
Y'all spitting. Y'all got a good point.
Hey, no. You know, Young, like you said, Young just animated, and like I said, he. The thing is, he's dangerous because he knows some stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just, I think that basically he's like Lex Luthor. He uses his power for evil. That's how I look at it. If you use that intellect and be like, okay, man, we'd have a superhero on our hands. You know what I'm saying? But no, great show. I just wanted to say about LaFleur is that he opted in this time because
Jeff, go ahead. Oh, you was breaking up. I'm sorry. Start. You said it again.
Also, I said had he opted out, it would have been tumbleweeds rolling down the street. Nobody. Oh, let me get him. Everybody's seen it. That's why he can read the room.
Hey, but somebody would have picked him up if it was for cheap though. Hey Jeff, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Go ahead.
I said if he was if he opted out and was a free agent and he wasn't asking for all the money in the world, I think somebody would have picked him up. I mean, he's still serviceable, but not for that price tag. Yeah, that price.
52 million.
No, not
52. Like I said, it would have been humbling. Like I said, if he had opted out, it would have got humbling quick.
That's a fact.
It would have been and that's the thing that his ego was not going to tolerate.
That's
and that this whole little charade would have just been, the house of cards going to all of a sudden start falling. And here's the other thing. If he had to go somewhere else, nobody else was going to let him run the show. And they wasn't going to switch over their whole offense to LeBron ball.
Oh, absolutely.
So he was in a lose-lose situation. This is the best option he had was to opt in because now he got the no trade clause. So basically, they're stuck with each other, and so it's going to be a divorce. We're going to be witnessing this divorce go for a year, right? And mom and dad going to be looking at each other, staring at each other across the dinner table, and kids ain't going to say nothing, and just going to have another year of what we had before. And then, but then Luka going to be sneaking in for thirds and seconds.
That's a fact.
At the table.
That's a fact.
His fat chubby.
Hey, they say he's slim now.
No, seriously. No, but man, look, bro. If you got to wait this long for somebody to come up here and that's supposed to mean something. Oh, I'm slim now. Well, you've been getting paid for how long?
Yeah. You're
an athlete.
Yeah.
That's not even supposed to be like you're an athlete, and you're not a sumo wrestler. So this is not supposed to be like something that's being said. Like, okay, you're slim now. Okay. No, you were supposed to be slim always. You were supposed to be athletic always.
Yeah.
You get people talking about you like you're the second coming to Larry Bird.
Them dudes.
And if you remember
them dudes that play in college, that catch the cheerleaders from when they throw them, they in better shape than Luka.
Yeah, and they're athletes. You know what I mean? Like I said, but like I said, the hopefully, if the whole thing with Joe Dumars trying to get everything changed and hopefully they're gonna stick, if they stick with it and they let the game go back to the way it's supposed to be played with some real defense, maybe we can get it. But if we have that, it's not gonna be a safe harbor for that dude anywhere. It's just not gonna be a safe harbor for that kind of, and he ain't the only one, because there's a whole bunch of his disciples that been, you know what I'm saying, they've been like what you were saying earlier about some of these other people. You know, like they're the whiningest, most pampered, most entitled class of human beings that I've ever, bruh, 82 games. They talking about 82 games too much. Like, I'm sorry. The people that we were considering heroes were looking at like, I got 82 opportunities to go in front of the public and show them what I can do.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
They looked at it as an opportunity. I'm gonna show you today. I'm showing you what there are levels to this. But these dudes are like, no, we got first class flight therapists, we got a nutritionist, we got this and that and the other, and now you want me to play 82 games, right? When they made the Celtics miss their flight, or the flight was delayed, and they eating hot dogs all day. What did Larry Bird? What do you tell the opposition? Y'all about to pay for me having to eat these hot dogs all day.
Yeah.
Y'all about to. We had to come here straight from the airport.
Yeah.
Y'all about to pay for this.
Jeff, I gotta get to the next caller. So
hey, great show, brother, and y'all keep hitting that like button. And like I said, the chat's on fire tonight.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, Yonder Cyber, if you're watching, Latasha Allen, boy, she been in the comment section, really going hard for you, man. Let me know if you want me to get her your number. She seemed like a fan. Caller, what's good?
Oh man, trying to make it happen, man. How y'all doing?
What's popping, man? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I think it's a two-way deal. Like Bron, for fans and for media, for money, for revenue, I think Bron staying is best. He really do provide content. And the fact that nobody trumped him yet, it just simply means that we don't have a true face of the league. When you take somebody like Shea, he got the game, but he don't elevate. You take somebody like Anthony
Edwards.
You take somebody Edwards. Edwards don't have nuance to his game. He's more like a straightforward guy or a jacket up three drive to the goal. So he can fly, but he don't have the same fundamental skill set as somebody like Shea or somebody like Jordan. And so Bron being able to really do what he does with bringing everybody to the table. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, people making money because Bron's still in the game. But on the other hand, he should retire because what is he doing? So I take somebody like you, Mel, who really watched the game over the last 30 years. I watched the game, but I'm 40 years old. I watched the game, but I didn't study the game until the last 5 years. And so what it's doing is his flaws is making everybody go back and say, oh, so it's because he wasn't capable of closing out when he was in Cavaliers. He was playing for the Cavaliers the first time. It wasn't because he was young. Is causing us to go do a microscope at his game. Like the more we did a microscope at Jordan, there's a lot of people didn't even know Jordan was MVP, 33 points a game, defensive player of the year, steals leader. A lot of people didn't know that. A lot of people. And what happened was when the microscope got on Jordan, we started checking Jordan out. We're like, oh shit, this is the greatest I've ever seen. When we started doing a microscope on Bron, we realized Bron couldn't close the game. I'll give you an example. The last 4 playoff series, the last 3 or 4 playoff series, or at least the last 3 or 4 years, all the games are within reach. Sometimes the Lakers were up, but his inability to create an open shot at any given moment, like guys like Jordan, like Kyrie, like Kobe, his inability to do that, we see it, and it wasn't because he was old. That's stamina. That has nothing to do with the actual ability. And so it made us go, look, oh, that's why he had a problem with the Spurs the first time. That's why he had a problem, with Dallas Mavericks. So I think for him, he needs to retire because we're looking back at his career and really realizing what he wasn't capable of. So
you saying he need to quit while he ahead?
Because it's causing everybody to look at his career with a microscope. And the reality is that if let's say you got, because I didn't watch the show several times, you got Young Disciple, I'm not gonna lie to you. You just watch the game. Bron not better than Jordan.
No.
Excuse my language, I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. Literally, Mel, you watch the game and you say, oh, this one cold. But you gotta say that's the difference between Jordan and Bron. And that's for anybody that's great, because Bron is truly great. We got to show him his love. I tell people all the time, I'm a Bron fan, but the moment I start comparing him to Jordan is when it sounds like I don't like him, because it's really, it's not even, when I tell people, I say it's close, but it's not even close. Let me explain what I mean by that. Let's say you and I got our own football teams. We play each other. You up on my team 10-7 in the first quarter. That's a close game. It could have swung either way. But the second quarter, guess what? You scored 10 points, I scored 7. Third quarter, we do the same thing. Fourth quarter, you scored 10, we scored 7. By the end of the game, it's 40-28. What do we call it? A blowout.
Mm-hmm.
So when Bron looked great, but we study his career, and you say, oh, shit, it's actually not even close between him and Jordan, because you really got to look at the grand scope of it. When they changed their defense for Jordan, still couldn't stop him.
Mm-hmm.
When you shift your defense for Bron, oh, I see what he can't do. Oh, he's not number one. He's not the greatest of all time.
And that's when he need those players that's on his level but got a different skill set. He need them on his team. You get what I'm saying? Like Michael Jordan's offense was so complete that he could be the focal point however you wanted to do it. And the role players and the co-stars that he had around him didn't have to be A+ score. But you have to have an A+ score side by side with LeBron because he's not an A+ score.
Because he can't. Yeah. Because he can't close. Let me tell you this. There's actually facts on this. I'm watching Uncut Hoops, and he showed, literally, this is like 20 minutes ago, he showed Jordan, I think in the entire run of the finals in 97, 98, both finals, he had like 180 points in the fourth. And it was Kerr, Kukoc, and Pippen combined, and they didn't have more than him. I got Chat GPT on. I say, Chat, what did Bron and Kyrie's fourth quarter points in the 7-game series when they won the championship? And the total amount of points was like 93, and it was almost split down the middle.
Wow.
And that proves you can't be great. I'm telling you, just do the math. It might be like 55 to like 40 something. Kyrie less, but Kyrie close. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, because Bron lacks creativity in his, and that's what people, I'm gonna say this real quick because I know I'm long-winded, but when Ray Allen gave the definition of a bag, and everybody's always looking for like a definition to put on something so they can debate. It's kind of like the phrase load management. When Ray Allen said a bag is a go-to move, Mel, that was wrong. A bag is simply one's ability to create an open shot.
Correct.
That's all a bag is. A bag is not a go-to move.
Correct.
It's one's ability, and the level of your ability determines how big your bag is. Like Kobe and Kyrie is who I say have an unlimited bag, complete unlimited bag. And so when you start ranking dudes' bag level, like under any circumstances, they can create an open shot, 14 seconds or left, game on the line. Bron can't do that. I watched Bron get stuck. I watched Bron trip over his ball handling. I was like, oh shit, Bron. Hey, he can't create his own shot.
You go watch Game to Mind podcast with KD today, and you're gonna hear LeBron admit to some of his flaws. Never heard him admit to a flaw like that before. But right. I'm probably gonna do a video on it this week. I thought it was interesting, but yeah. Wait do you hear him say that?
Yeah,
you preaching though. You preaching everything you said was I agree with. It was on point. I would extend that to Kobe as well. I think once you start comparing LeBron to Kobe as well, I think it's no argument.
There's a gap.
Yeah, it's no argument between them as a player, but you can debate LeBron and Kobe on paper because just the circumstances was different. Coming in and having to play this. Not the eye test at all. As a player.
You can't debate the eye test.
It's not debatable. No, on paper for sure. I mean, he's the paper champion. All right, I mean, he's the number 3 on paper behind Mike and Kareem, but as players, he's definitely not top 5 as a player.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm shocked how guys defend him. The dude literally is incapable. 14 seconds on the clock, and you can't use your mind to create open shot. You got to use your skill because time permits. And the fact that he really not on that level, and it's no fault of his own. I think it's because he built a certain way. It's hard for some people. You can dribble all day. It's just hard for some people to dribble well. Yeah. He just built a certain way. That's just not his superpower. And it's just crazy how guys think he's the GOAT. And he got limitations. That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, too many limitations. Yeah, well, especially, I mean, and that's fine if he would have had limitations and everybody else had the same amount or similar amount of limitations, then he probably could be there. But when you got some people that have flawless that like their game is close to flawless as possible. Like Michael Jordan, like people are on record saying this man didn't have a flaw in his game.
Not one flaw.
Right. And that's on both sides of the ball. Right. So they're saying he didn't have no flaws. Right. So how can you be better than that? And if you can't be better than that, then how can you be greater than that? Like, how can you be greater?
You could only,
you know what I mean? Like,
you could only be better if you have the exact same skills, but bigger, stronger, faster. Like Nick Wright said, no, he is bigger, stronger, faster, but he lacks the actual ball handling jump shot. So now bigger, stronger, faster don't matter in the game of basketball. And so you're right. You got to have everything equal plus bigger, stronger factor. But he got faster, but he got way too many flaws.
Yeah, and then you got to do it on paper too. You know what I mean? Because he's the better, more complete player on both sides. Then you think about all his intangibles. You know, his heart, his will to win, his drive, on and off court, all of those things, and then his accomplishments. Right. As far as winning.
I got one question for you. Okay, so when guys are they talk up Bron and saying Bron the GOAT and they talk about his stats. I've never had a chance to ask this question, but how do we determine which stats better? For example, 10 scoring titles or 40,000 points. Like, how do we determine which all-time statistic is a statistic that represents who's better?
I know how I do it.
Now, I know how I do it, but I don't understand how folks are doing it.
Oh, well, I mean, it's they're picking the guy that they like the most or who they think is the GOAT, and then whatever stats support their argument the most is the one that they're going to cater to. That's how most people do the argument. But
it's hard to do that when the other guy's standing on the mountain. This is Bron either has more rebounds than Dennis Rodman, or he's gonna pass him up this coming season. That ain't even a debate who a better rebounder.
It's not.
Like we really on that shit?
Yeah, that's how they do it. That's how they do it.
I'm lost for intelligence when I see that.
That's how they do it. But all right, thanks, man. I'm gonna get one more call in here. Then I'm gonna end the show, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
All right, let's get one more call, y'all. I wasn't supposed to go over 3 hours today. Y'all lucky. I like y'all. Caller from New York. You be the last caller. What's up? Caller from New York. Caller. Going once, going twice. Caller from New York. All right. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let me make sure I got all the super chats. Look like I got one more. Let me see if caller from Arkansas was good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, good. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. What's your thoughts?
I just want to say, man, the NBA is looking up, bro. First and foremost, the physical defense is coming back, thanks to Dumars, and now LeBron is on his way out. I think basketball has a bright future.
I can't disagree.
And I also like the fact that the Lakers sent a message, and I knew this was going to happen when new ownership came in. We're not going to capitulate to LeBron anymore. We're not going to make no crazy trades to try to give you a ring, because if you really wanted a ring, you wouldn't have had us draft your bum son. You wouldn't have taken the $52 million. You'd have probably gave us a little bit of money back so we could get you some players here to help you win, help you and Luka win on your way out the door. So, if it were me, and a lot of people they hating on Lakers GM, I would be like, look, we're gonna keep you. We stuck with you. We're gonna give you your $52 million. We appreciate what you did for us, but this is Luka's show now.
Mm-hmm.
I would limit his minutes and just try to do the best we can with what we got this year, and send him on out the door.
Farewell tool. They go. I think they go force that farewell tool on him, and that's probably why Rich Paul came out and was like, LeBron still wants to win and all this crazy stuff. LeBron was speaking through him, but they go force it. And look, and if the Lakers can't force him the farewell tour this season and be his last season, I know not Adam Silver, but I know David Stern would have fought and said, "Look, man, this is it. Like we moving on. Like we got to move on. You got to go. Right. He would have forced that farewell about him. So trust me, I think that either the NBA go step in or the Lakers are going to force this man, and he can't sweet talk Jeannie Buss no more, because it seemed like, you know, Jeannie Buss was a big softy when it came to that. You know, this new group, this majority owner, they're not going to allow that. You can't come to the game.
No, they're not going to allow that.
And sit between Jeannie Buss' legs and hug on her like she your girlfriend no more, and get your way and get your son drafted. You can't do that no more. That stuff is done and over with, man. And you're right, man. It's high tide that's what the Lakers did.
It is. And I think I saw a shift in the power dynamic between owners and players earlier this season. There was a lot of things that were going on. I'm like, man, I think the owners are taking their power back. You know, I'm all for player empowerment, and when it comes to LeBron, I have a love-hate relationship. You know.
Yeah, me too.
I love it. I love, as a businessman, I love the fact that he has infiltrated the NBA to such a degree that he can force trades in his favor.
Yeah, see, I can't.
I hate the fact that it hurts other players.
Yeah, that's a fact. But look, I can't even celebrate that though, right? I can't celebrate it for a couple of reasons. The number one reason, because what you just said, like, you know, it's hurting other players. Like, so why you celebrating on one end, you know, a black man that's able to, I guess pave his own way, but is at the expense of other black men. Right, is at the expense of them. So like you can't even really celebrate it because it ain't really black excellence, because you shitting on black people, right? So that's one thing.
You're right. It's kind of like he's using his superpower for evil. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the other thing,
he can use his powers for good, and help players, or he can use it for bad. He's used it for bad, no doubt.
Yeah, imagine if Harriet Tubman would have freed all them slaves and then took her to her plantation, was like, hey, y'all can be my slave now. You know what I mean? So yeah, so they coined LeBron James and champion him for player empowerment, but he empowered himself, and he's really using these dudes, man. So that's one thing. That's one reason why I don't like it. The other reason why I don't like it is because if you want to use your flex your power and whatever you go do, don't let it be for trades and getting your son drafted. Let it be for, like, I would have loved for your power to be used, and once you retire, we ended up with 4 black owners in the NBA.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like why your power gotta be to make more players or more cattle, or to be able to swap cattle around just for your legacy? That ain't impressive to me.
Well, that speaks to his character. LeBron doesn't want to compete. He didn't want to do it the way Jordan, Kobe, Bird, Magic, and all the greats before him did. And I think he realized when he was in his prime in Miami, and little Jason Terry was taking him to school, he's like, man, I can't beat Jordan. I can't do this and beat him the right way. So I'm going to game the system, and he did. Him and Rich Paul gamed the system.
Correct.
And once you start doing that, it becomes part of your DNA, or maybe it was always part of your DNA. It's hard for him to not do it. You know what I'm saying? Once you start cheating and taking shortcuts, it's hard not to, especially when you've gotten away with it for 20 plus years.
Correct.
And it's really sad, because LeBron is a great player. You know, people don't believe me because they say, man, you hate LeBron. Like, no, I don't like him as a basketball player. But at one point, I was a LeBron fan when the man came into the league. Now, this is with me, a Michael Jordan fan, saying Jordan's the best I've ever seen to date. I felt like LeBron had the opportunity to surpass Jordan.
He did.
Just like Kobe did.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, we're going to see it. Kobe got close to catching Jordan. He was the closest thing to Jordan. I said, okay, now it's your turn, LeBron. Let's see what you got. You're bigger, you know. I don't know about, he's bigger and strong. I don't know about fast. Jordan did run a 4.3. I don't know if LeBron's faster. But he's bigger and more athletic overall. He had an opportunity. And the man played lights out earlier in his career, but he just never had that heart. And sports is just as much, maybe even more mental than it is physical, especially when you have natural physical gifts. And LeBron has always lacked in that area.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I realized he wasn't going to catch Jordan, I still rooted for the man. I still wanted to just see LeBron and every player be the best they can be the best version of themselves. But what made me sour on LeBron was his antics. It wasn't the fact that he lost 6. It was when he lost 6, how he would make excuses for losing, how he would throw his teammates under the bus. But then when they win, you don't hear it's a team sport when they win. It's always, I'm the greatest.
Correct.
But then when you start counting rings, he'll say, oh, well, that's a team sport. That's a team accomplishment. Duh, basketball is a team sport. But what they leaving out of that argument is, in every team, in every company, anytime you have a group of people, there's always a leader. And the leader is the one that takes the lion's share of the credit and the blame.
Correct. Every time.
And he always first there to take the lion's share of the credit. His fans and himself will give him the lion's share of the credit. But when he loses, it's the same old tired argument. LeBron needs more help. He never takes any of the blame.
That's a fact, man. I appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna go ahead and end it, man. I catch y'all probably again tomorrow when I get in here and talk about these free agent moves and probably some other things. Probably the Game to Mind podcast. I'll talk about that too. But I catch y'all tomorrow, man. I appreciate it, though.
Appreciate you, Real.
All right, no doubt.